live stream. Today in this live stream, we're playing Minecraft Hano, and this is my house so far. Tell me if it's good, guys, in the chat.
Hey Oliver, can you mute your mic for a second? I want to tell you something.
Well, I'm gonna mute for my live stream.
You can do just that. As far as pure style points, I don't think many of the picks on the list can rival the.
Did I have to mute my mic in the live stream, but? Okay, guys, we're back talking.
Oh yeah, you know Rifty? Rift.
Yeah.
Remember his video that he was gonna say that he used macros, but he didn't, and then he did D-jab, and then it went into a face cam and editing. Because Rift doesn't use macros.
He does that fast, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't, like, he was gonna confess it did, but then I logged how he didn't D-jab anything.
To get hit by the shoulder, or whether or not you lose any levitation in between sets. Oh, and don't forget all the damage you're gonna sustain during this thing. Unless you're eating something good, you're gonna die on the way out. No question. Really, leave the shulkers in the end, because we have so many better picks over here in the overworld for mob-based staircase. Like, how about using a horse? And no, not by jumping, but instead, just going up a simple staircase. Now, in fairness, we did use the fastest possible horse in survival for this. Keep that in mind when I say the results are oh so impressive, because 20 seconds for this tall of a trek is insane. Granted, during that attempt, the horse wasn't temperamental or bucking in any kind of way.
Hey guys, we're building
This is a pretty decent option, and it definitely makes that
this
staircase
house.
earlier a whole lot more worthwhile. Or if you're looking to drive up some real horsepower, then a thin horse staircase is what you want. By using certain blocks with weird hitboxes that just keep getting thinner and thinner, like cakes that we use in this example, you can clock up so much speed as you run up to the top. Just like that, we clocked in at hitting the target in less than 10 seconds. I can't even wrap my head around it. That turns your stallion into a spaceship. And even better to know is that horse speed does not greatly impact this method. So whether you got the fastest possible horse in survival, or just one in your backyard, it's still going to do pretty great with this method. As long as no hungry souls come in to eat the cake, I think you're pretty set with this one. But if you don't have any horses nearby and you still want to hitch a ride, then a powered minecart rail is still pretty good. With consistent powered rails all the way up the slope, we were able to clock in at 24 seconds for the time. Which, for a method where all you gotta do is just place down your minecart, sit back and ride, is pretty nice to have. We can push that ride even further if we use the same redstone we used to power those rails to instead build a slime block minecart elevator. Now, besides being one of the most fun picks on the list, this also clocks in some pretty decent speed. As the elevator bounces our way to the top, we're able to handle this in 11 seconds. Which means I gotta say, if you're saving up your slime blocks for a flying machine, maybe put one of these on your list instead. It's even more reusable and that much quicker to get yourself right up to the top. And if you don't want to work with minecarts, then a piston elevator can also fit that bill. Now, the stability on one of these can be a little bit more finicky than some of the other elevator designs. So for our testing, we decided to go with one that's much more stable for multiplayer, but it isn't the fastest piston elevator on the market. Regardless, as much as I love piston elevators, whether it's this one or one of the faster builds,
Wait, you guys say
there are other picks on the list. But if you're looking for a killer way to get up to that penthouse apartment, this is still a pretty rockin' choice to put in your build. Now, piston elevators are great if you're sick of minecarts, but what if the minecarts are sick of you?
Yo, that looks pretty cool.
Activator rails, we're able to see just that. Laying it out like such, there's sort of an ejector rail situation going on here. If you just hold the down right mouse button, it's gonna do all right to get
Yeah, I really want you guys to see
Travis, look at my house so far.
And folks, when you use one of those, all the other times,
I really want Aaron to
this, you got 3.9 seconds. Although, if macros aren't your style, instead you rather hold down right click.
Steve, just wearing Steve.
It's still gonna do a pretty great job. Even
I'm
holding
putting
down the button, we can clock in at 9.5 seconds here.
Travis, look at my house so far.
I know, I've seen it.
Is it good?
0.05 seconds return. But if you don't want to be using
Does it look
macros
better than
every
you?
time you try to get up to your base, then building one of these over the last one is
Yen's one's pretty good.
You love holding down right click, you're not going to be able to do it on this next
Over there. He looks pretty good.
Talk about ender pearls, the cooldown doesn't even
He's
let
actually
us hold
insane
down
at
right
building,
click.
so he's
Instead,
like...
for this method, because every time that we go up, we have to hold on for dear life to one of these ladders.
If anybody wants to I'm gonna be, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna be.
You change your skin to a snowman. Hey, a snowman.
I know.
A snowman.
Aaron, I want to do 2v1.
Well, that's not really an issue with this. If you don't align yourself perfectly,
You're not versus me, and I can PvP battle.
you will start to see some rubber banding as previous pearls start to launch you back and lose your
The
progress.
Yang is really good.
Plus, if you don't want to align one of those ender pearls yourself, don't sweat it. This machine will do it for you. Better yet,
No, I
it's a whole lot
said
faster
me
than the previous method.
versus
This design
you
takes around
and
20
Oliver.
blocks per second in its method, which, folks, I've got to say is crazy to see happen.
But I have no
So,
teeth.
there are some things with this
I know you
mechanism
do.
that don't exactly seem intentional. I won't bog this down too much with the nitty-gritty. I will say that Fallen Breath has a beautiful video about the design of this thing. I highly recommend
My
you check it
friend
out if you're
Travis
interested.
and Aaron.
So, we can see that using projectiles
We play
is a pretty
Minecraft.
fast
We're
way
building
up to sky
houses.
So,
Okay. My house looks pretty lit, doesn't it?
for that,
Is that in your back?
it's a pretty great one at that. By letting all of these
Okay, guys, my house looks pretty good.
boom,
So, have you started a live stream yet?
stratosphere.
Yeah, I have.
Unfortunately, to note, this can
Cool.
be somewhat
It's
inconsistent
just,
survival.
I just put my YouTube down and
Some
everything.
launch
I couldn't go up to
75
anything.
blocks, and others will launch a full 400. Even with those inconsistencies, this is still going to get you to the top of the world in around 5 seconds. That's nuts. And while it's easy to get caught up in such a crazy speed, don't forget to pack on some blast protection on your armor. Otherwise,
I really know that one.
even faster than the build limit. Now, a much safer option that still uses that same gunpowder from your creeper farm is an Elytra rocket spam. Worth mentioning for our testing, we were holding down rockets and spamming them all the way up to the top. Which, if you do that, you better have a good supply of fireworks, because this will eat through your supply like no other. But with that greediness comes some pretty great results. By being able to hit our target in just over 6 seconds,
Okay, guys.
why this is an end game.
My Minecraft house looks pretty good.
One of our better picks when the sky is clear. As soon as you start to see a bit of overcast overhead,
I'm dream.
it's time to whip out the tripod.
Okay, you dream.
Listen, using one of these things can get you from sea level to sky limit in around 2 seconds. 2 seconds, folks, and I thought that was just how fast people subscribe to the channel. But no, it's literally how quick you can get yourself from point A to point B by using one of these 3-pronged forks. And obviously, unless you're in Seattle, you're not going to be using one of these with the rain all that often. But when you do get the chance, it'll clean you up to the stars, no question about it. And hey, while we're talking about light speed travel, we might as well talk about different dimensions as well. Because nether portals, even though they are awkward to set up and link, can do a pretty great job at sending you up to the top of the building. Now in survival, there is some downside, like you gotta wait until that nether portal sickness gets away before you go in the next time. In creative, that doesn't exist. We can turn our nearly 11 seconds in survival into 2.3 in creative. And folks, this is the point of the video where I tell you we didn't just look at survival methods. But for the sake of being thorough, we also covered every creative mode and command line option I could think of. Just to rattle through some of those, creative mode flight is reliable, but surprisingly slow, making spectator mode at max scroll wheel the best for firearms. Also, potion effects can do crazy work, with both max levitation and max jump boost giving us some of the best results. But don't go past 127 on either of them, or they just stop working outright. And even if you can go past 127, like with max speed up to 255, it doesn't even help that much on the stairs. On land, you can move around in a blink, but on stairs, it's still slower than some of our other options. Not worthwhile. And yes, for all the Einsteins in the comments, teleportation is the best method. Congratulations.
And better than you.
Now, after all that testing,
That's memes.
we got from all of our sideshow experiments. And finally, this is the list we just did with those creative mode methods in mind. So with that, folks, take a climb to that subscribe button down below, and have a good one. Alright?
Hey guys,
I'm Skip the Tutorial, and this is almost
TV1 me.
in Minecraft.
No, I'm not to be running no one. I'm building myself in my Minecraft house, guys. Bro.
Blocks, from practical to just plain weird. But folks, we got a problem here. YouTube told me that no one has ever subscribed with their eyes closed. So, if you're up to the task, take a shot in the dark and then subscribe below. It's free and it helps out.
Hey, Frosty the Snowman is better than you at Minecraft.
Frag is up there with some of the best shooters of 2020, and it's fully playable in your mobile
Minecraft
device.
is my
You
mine.
can join over 30 million different players in your brigade to take down the enemy's bunkers and win yourself some glory. How does it work? Well, your mission is to set up a team of 5 of the over 80 characters to collect into a deck of your favorites. From there, you'll swap between these characters at will, while the remaining 4 heroes remain unlocked. And if you're looking to switch up even more, boom, go from third person to first person just like that. Plus, there's plenty of variety in the gameplay, which means that you can either attack or defend in the new 2v2 mode. You and a friend or a random partner can go head-to-head against another team of 2.
And
This time, opposed to the main gameplay, you choose 3 unique
Move.
characters from
Hey,
the
I'm
deck of
building
6,
here.
and then your partner gets to handle the rest before the competition. But folks, we all know that
I'm
playing
building
is so much
here.
louder than anything I say here. So try it out now with the link in the description. Better yet, that link will net you some pretty sweet rewards in game. So give it a whack, it's completely free. Now it's time to attack. Thanks, Frag. Off the bat, mining with your fist is the most basic way to dig a hole. And honestly, it's a few steps away from just pure suffering. Sure, when you're digging dirt, blocks that are instant mine works fine, but as soon as you start to hit the stone level, it's pointless. You're just wasting your time. Because as everyone knows, it's best to just
I'm not 1v1ing
put
you.
that effort somewhere else, such as
I just want someone to battle. I'm just gonna go on the Minecraft.
take it to dig straight down. And hey, as far as straightforward,
Okay, can we still be in a PlayStation party?
it's simple. The fastest way to get from point A to point B is a straight line. So obviously, it works the same in Minecraft.
Yeah, I'm still in the PlayStation 5.
Faster ways to
Yeah.
get
I'm just gonna battle kids with them crying like little babies.
all it takes is a
Like no one else will do.
even a ravine to make that whole process not worthwhile.
Yeah, I need to become Dream at Minecraft.
Ways to turn this from a mining trip
You know Dream isn't the best PvPer. Technoblade is.
safety than digging
No, but he's the best Minecraft player.
definitely the way to go. Now, lighting
They're not actually no one's the best Minecraft player because people are best at some things. People on like Technoblade's best at PvP. Dream's best at speedrunning.
every that extra bit of hesitation is worthwhile.
I'm actually using half the keyboard.
Digging straight down
This
is
is
pretty
it.
reliable when you're just starting out, or maybe if you're off somewhere in the middle of nowhere. As soon as you get a proper mine set up, then obviously you're going to be doing it with a beacon. And for good reason. Mining with Haste 2 and Efficiency 5 on a diamond or netherite pickaxe is insane. The level of speed that you do with this thing is damn near unmatched. And really, it doesn't matter if you're digging down, up, sideways, anything you do is going to work fine with this.
Everyone like my house so far.
Beacon's range, you've got full range to take out an entire chunk of blocks. And as far as a way to collect resources and do a large-scale mining project, there's really nothing that rivals it. Although, if you're looking to shrink your mining footprint, then maybe even crawl mining is a better option. In recent updates,
Yeah.
I'm ready to
or even a
platform.
flip it up
But it
and
looks
down,
pretty good,
all of a
doesn't
sudden,
it?
we're able to walk at 1 block high. Besides that,
You think my house is better than yours with the outlook and stuff? Or do you think yours is better than mine?
Checks out, this is also a very effective way to do branch mining for diamonds.
Maybe the
Along
details
with the
are
same
better,
pace
like
to
the
efficiency
inside's
5
better than
your
yours, but I'm
quarries,
just
you
in the
can
outside.
really tear through some of the world with this. And better yet, you're not even restricted to
Yeah,
one
because
level.
I haven't.
You can make
Yeah,
yourself a staircase
because I haven't done yet.
layers and
You've been doing this more.
down and have a multi-level base cleared out as the world. It's pretty cool. Although maybe you're not a fan of the quaint 1 block high style of mining. In which case, doing it with
The reason why I
creepers is an
think my
obvious
outside
choice.
inside
I mean,
looks like
look at these
shutters,
things.
you know?
They dig the holes themselves. How can you beat that? Whether you're using another mob or
Yeah.
to trigger them, or heck,
Yeah.
if you just got
Yeah.
too close to one of them, they're gonna do a fun
But
job.
mine does look good.
Even if it looks a little ugly at first. Although, why would you go through all of that manpower to bring on creeper construction workers when for that same effort? you could
Like,
kill a couple
I'm gonna do that. I'm just doing the outside before I do the inside.
sense of lighting it up with flint and steel or redstone signal. It's still
Right, I'm building my house quick.
plus it cooperates so much better than those creeper divas. As long as you take a couple steps back out of the blast zone, this is definitely a solid operation to use. Although, maybe you're trying to cover a bit more ground. In which case, no worries. Add 5 iron to the backside of that TNT, and all of a sudden you've got a pretty convincing minecart to do the job. Although, one of these by itself is not doing a lot of work. If you're looking for true mayhem on the blast site, then stack up a couple of these on the same rail. And from there, all it takes is one simple push, and your whole operation is going to be looking a lot holier. And by that I mean it's just a giant hole. Enjoy. But if recklessly obliterating your world isn't in your vision, then a TNT dispenser is probably more in your catalog. You see, with this, you don't have to worry about setting it off yourself. Really, all you need to do is just set up the clock, fill up the dispenser, and you're off for a good time. Plus, it keeps you exempt from the explosions, and your hands are completely free when the cops show up. And if you're looking to distance yourself even more from the blast range, then a TNT system is the pinnacle of that. It uses the same concepts as the TNT dispenser, except in this case, we're using TNT to shoot off more TNT. Honestly, this is a perfect choice for your pirate ship and Castle Canyon needs. That is, until your TNT runs out. See, the problem with using dispensers is that we're eating through so much TNT as we go. And unless you got a killer gunpowder farm and sand in your storage, you're not making a lot of that. In which case, we gotta start talking about TNT duplication. As one of the most useful glitches in Minecraft, this thing can do so much work for clearing out a landslide. All of a sudden, resource management's not an issue. Which means we can completely automate the system without even having to. And better yet, using the same concepts that we use in the TNT cannon system, we can actually drop these on a blast-resistant platform.
That's actually really good.
Out by having TNT explode even more TNT.
I think
All of a sudden, the range of holes that we can dig with TNT duping goes through the roof. And that rocket ship reaches its peak when we start to talk about world eaters.
Oh, I just killed it.
Players out there, this is a common sight.
Nice.
You've probably used them once or twice to try to clear out a witch farm.
Yes, I won. I'm going in, bro. Bring it on. What? I'm techno.
Technoblade.
Did you know? Dream